Have you ever wondered why Israel and Palestine have been locked in an enduring conflict for decades? The seeds of this conflict were sown in the early 20th century, but it truly took root with the establishment of the State of Israel in the year 1948. The creation of Israel was seen as a fulfillment of the Zionist movement, which advocated for a nation-state for Jewish people. However, this momentous event was not without its consequences. It led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their homes, a historical event known as Nakba, or the catastrophe by Palestinians. The heart of the Israel-Palestine conflict lies in territorial disputes, religious differences, and clashing political ideologies. Both sides lay claim to the same piece of land, a region known as Historic Palestine, now divided into Israel, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. The religious significance of this region for Jews, Muslims, and Christians only fuels the fire of this dispute. The political landscape is equally complex. The Zionist ideology, advocating for a Jewish homeland, stands in stark contrast to the Palestinian nationalism that calls for self-determination and sovereignty. These differences in national aspirations have led to a series of bloody conflicts and failed peace processes. The inception of Israel was perceived by Palestinians as a grave injustice, birthing a conflict that has persisted for over 7 decades. The Israel-Palestine conflict is punctuated by numerous significant events that have shaped its course. The Six-Day War of 1967, for instance, was a pivotal moment. In this brief but intense conflict, Israel captured the Gaza Strip, West Bank, and East Jerusalem, significantly altering the geopolitical landscape. The Yom Kippur War of 1973 was another critical juncture. Despite initial gains by Egypt and Syria, Israel, with US support, managed to push back the Arab forces, leading to a stalemate that further entrenched the status quo. Then came the First Intifada in the late 80s, a grassroots uprising against Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories. This rebellion exposed the depth of Palestinian resentment and set the stage for the Second Intifada in the early 2000s, which was marked by an escalation in violence. The Oslo Accords, signed in the mid-90s, were a hopeful moment, promising mutual recognition and a path towards peace. Yet, they fell short of addressing core issues like borders, settlements, and the status of Jerusalem, leaving a lasting peace elusive. These milestones have deepened the rift between Israel and Palestine, making a resolution increasingly elusive. Despite numerous attempts at peace, the conflict continues to flare up, with devastating consequences. In the past few years, we've observed a disturbing trend of escalating violence. The year 2020 saw intense clashes at the Al-Aqsa Mosque during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, raising fears of a renewed Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The situation in Jerusalem, already tense due to recent deadly attacks and military actions, became a potential trigger for wide-scale violence. Fast forward to 2021, the tensions culminated in the Gaza war. The Israeli military conducted airstrikes in Gaza, leveling multiple apartment buildings. These attacks claimed numerous lives, including those of innocent children, and raised allegations of war crimes. Amid these escalating tensions, the humanitarian crisis in Palestine has deepened, with frustrations over Israel's military occupation and lack of building permits outweighing any concessions. The recent escalations underscore the volatility of the conflict and the urgent need for a peaceful resolution.